hey oboase kwan to Kumasi o be di deputy regional finance minister mo na mo teska e kwa wa ti ba na ko to o mo na si ni afa famuna be kwai e na sa na ti me wura boase asuka gas ne fowrum dia be pa na waye en fa so be pa na I'm picking him out on my metarajeme o parliament for the deputy finance mo na mo teska ogara he ro kwate wo ye wo na ye to boase
ko ye ka as a dan na
AGA
o ka mo bi
Manapek, this is why I'm tackling him.
No,
any boys in Nigeria so my certain so boys, Miss certain boys, Papa Mufuka so ba. One more tackle more than o take Moko Yajuma, Sakamasi group was here. Now so far to Tanzania, now for so to call Guinea, now this all year, Obi our pretty Akoyajuma here. I'm letting a mosa. One man go to America Sasami. I knew you were champion in America. When you do this, you are putting people off to project in Asgold. And then, for the sake very terrible, and the Asgold competition one. And I'm to at the 4 December, at the 4 December, 370 Yafusu. But disappointed in Yura Yafusu.
Why disappointed in?
Because these are guys I don't feel say Sikapa, there's a Munika Capra, Obiasa, so and I'll pray. Because Yafusu. What could you say? Oh,
now they
know me very well. Till I make us say, oh, we know we the system to collaborate. You have also ne offer, and offer you have your contractor. These guys are people who are making Obuasi for because of say, you offer Samduna, you can't find teacher, you offer Samduna, not just Samduna, no, mammy, Fante. Omofi, your friend is a praso. Never. And I say from my project see me chabe bi otra di olibiase na otra beri ana wo no sa praso no o ma no right na okopra okay etibesere ade a me dey say ye pen encroachment and ade a mo dey yamu no fi abonte ba ye no as good ni no be fa as good ye champion ba ye ni e ba ye no ade ba ko wo mu say we say is can need to be fa project
obadi no me no
so but see ade mo dey champion and ya fa kwafo so dan wo pompola AGC dan elias gogo dan mokofa net na bi no be tension no discussion advance for mu ensu asabi nyansa na adwene wo so let me talk to you let me tell compliment etina
ko me see aye otamaso eye twaso na yankuye
talk to them
twaso eno ano no ye say asopa
say vanity ba ye wo djuma say address ni babai ko de e no be ka preba asem say sabi ye ye we ka preba I go to qualification address ni kawes na point of kawes as what
ko bon de era motel nkan no so mo de e we hiti akọ ba so aba o de nsem na e de e ba sa de floor no ye de ma ye oyem kasa ba papani ko super ba order please Ebre do say call we akofi menu blue boys so na yin ne edi nkomo na before then amam for e de ma dwenchire bia ba me di Asia no ye ne ba kwase Alex AJ you say I'm watching you live and odi ba na hwe the aircon no ya sebe of gospel ogbabre shop inside amekom o say good show thank you very much yaw say also o hwe wohwe program ya sabe ye de ebrewe ebinimo de omode so ade abari na no ye behwe na yetumi akenkan na yetumi ede ama wona afie ni Kofi Money Blue Boy so etumi ede atwa so also today Tetima 11 wonders go do what today Tetima 11 wonders go do went to court but the judge didn't come also today Tetima 11 wonders went to court but the judge didn't come what's the one is what court ninth. Oh, okay. Inti I know Ofori and I did so it was Judge Amba. Okay. What say I'm Rasmed from Atobu, Bunu East. Please give the technical guy more time because we are really learning from him. May Allah Almighty bless you. Be sure say on enough time. We so enjoy say dey enjoy inti Rasmed ya dance. I say I'm back again. The man Kwabna, my namesake is fantastic on the technical board. There's a Godola, a year and 1 dance day, and a Gusaba for a Gusua ADA. Another one, or say, my name is Don One. Man, I pray Friday, I will be there live. The truth will come out soon. God bless champ. Greetings to my mom, Beckham of Inswatre, and also Don One, so the other. branch say bo say owo evidence bi manfo bi ni me bo mo ye obo ase a ono na me ye na do say kan bi no ono so obetumi di video branch no Friday no don e be hwe wanim say obetumi eso e di aba me hu ayi bi wa say on the one carry wan no o say the park can home keke we Daniel no name no menya ne yi nti no ebeba me hwe mpakoro on fa ne din so mra na ontumi fa mba adwuma nti no na say no sabre de bra so say ye wonderful edi enko na me kai wo say ye nsu ekura mi star splash natural mineral water and aroma the medie ye di eba wonderful atana sinyina ne no a and ema no energy ema no refresh no a obetumi akasa makasa no etumi akoyi wonderful akwa biom
nje so
in the first place no because say how to folk players among players on no say player no or surplus to requirements players no say say no aka dia na say won yan ntimi enko free how for say there be either say you put my man say obi mbra no amejo sa I don't know how does it work it say
edin kane anya duru asante mane mu na say mbofwi na me ya mamere na mchia asante mewura open so na one na trankonya na meye aduana this year na aduana for every media mechia aduana PC osaje for si aje yo aduma na fe one na trankonya na menchia aduma wura champion na me man awirehemu say achia na muye
okay
because media from day one I can say decisions in a buy a bogus in India so a man for them in pay secretary semedio but marana da wa infant in then medically na ma ya compare marano any decision na ba be troyen in senate city
okay
say has a 4 year no me sometimes you may be where I always say it's a Ghana for no ya adwene say ade ya friend mra yen so you better cast for decision every player that you sign a contract with or sign a contract no say na adwuma ne so obebobo you sign a contract ni wia e was say sa player no utimi ebobo nti first no na you register at trauma to the end of your contract. Sure. But FIFA this time they say you register this season, next season you will renew. So if you don't renew a player's contract, it is tantamount to terminating the contract. Because Nejuma
okay.
He shouldn't stay to be rusty.
I mean, we have signed 3 years contract.
Yeah.
And a 2 years contract, and 4 years. And I was say, I feel I swam renew contract.
No, your contract, no. Registration with the
okay.
FA.
Okay.
Contract, no, they give you permission to register with the FA.
Nope, yeah.
But the player is signing the contract that I will play football.
For this
and
period.
It is your duty as the club to register and ensure to register. And you want to register now, can say or your surplus. Meanwhile, by Friday or so, now registration close. So what is the meaning?
Okay.
You know, I don't know. Ghanaian class, no, Wayana fe obi de beko player status, obi de beko ha, obi de beko ha. Mrano ye clear. If you think or a surplus, sit down. Your mutual termination.
Yeah.
One not say ebia usikano. There was some committee or says near the but says no. I didn't hear no. And here what style of play no. Coaching no, and my new year. If I say you know contract with you, say you can continue your career somewhere. So more agree mutual na more compensating na. Simple. But once you leave it now, I'm telling you, say, if this season ends, this registration ends, and the players are not registered, they can go to the player status committee.
Okay.
To for unilateral
termination of
unilateral
to seek for some compensation.
Yes, unilateral breach of contract, which is termination of contract without just cause.
Okay.
And you pay a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, Messi has it for this time. Has it, didn't know. Merasem no, Mkoyi.
All right. Wonderful. Yes, sure. I'm saying we also Nanka. To I want to say pa. fifth as one call cars the biaba. There was a cars you know on Sakabi.
Yeah.
American say
order because
American
the whole decision is about 10 pages.
Nti addition the me so na me yes American na me say dey time no e be ye nti no say me hwe na betumi eja ba say the conclusion no me dey buy na me be say
order ordering the FA.
I say cast number 2022/A/blah versus Ghana Football Association P10. There was a tribunal arbitral du sport. There's a court of arbitration for sports. There's a cast, no. One of the other languages in the year. In the headline, I will say order, the other. Or say the deputy president of the appeals arbitration division of the court of arbitration for sports. Ruling in camera decide that one, the application for provisional measures filed by Mrs. Alex Asu, Felix Abuska, place in the Omudi into me jump place na Omuwi ya na Omudi Baye versus Ghana Football Association is granted. That's the first statement. Two, the decision rendered by the Ghana Football Association's appeals committee on 1st July 2022 is stayed.
Yeah.
Is stayed. 3. The suspension imposed on Mrs. Alex Aso other players nina combine are lifted with immediate effect. And 4. The cost of the present order shall be determined in the final award or in any other final disposition of this arbitration. Lausanne, 10th August 2022. Court of Arbitration for Sports. Signed, Elizabeth Sena, Deputy President of the Appeals Arbitration Division. Order no.
No. Say simple. First of all, I'm the players no quiet. Say yen stay decision, you know, and then provisional measures, you know, and they gave reasons. Me young Canadian, but I suspect the main reason was the fact that the case in Yobusu Ayebedi and their career is playing football.
Yeah.
And if they don't play football, Kusimra, maybe they will incur irreparable damage. And it is true. It's about 10 months. This work committee did 10 months, they did in the Ghana. It is a case of also the 10 months are not your. Honestly, it is a profession. And you know, CAS, president, deputy president, in her wisdom, no who said no, I was some Quadano or Coso. Now, then he said, yes, stay decision.
Sure.
Then she went ahead to say, yeah, lift suspension. Means that for now, they are free to register and play in their teams.
Until.
Or if they are transferred.
Okay.
Now, Munson sounds no. Yes.
Really?
Yes, the question is, if they are now free, meanwhile, in these decisions are making there is nowhere the two clubs, lawyer for Beckham, were incriminated.
Okay.
So if the two clubs were not incriminated, but they sanctioned them, and the players who were found to be involved, as per the decision of both rulings, committees, are free now to go ahead with it. Why will you keep the club to a lower division or lowest division?
Okay.
That's the same so.
Okay.
Make decision about when him sa a way, what can first a on 17th July 2021, Asante played Inter Allies FC in the 2020-21 Ghana Premier League match, the 2034 game at Obuasi Lane Clay. After the match, there were several reports within the local and international football space that the match was fixed to fulfill a correct score of 5-1 in favor of Ivory.
Okay.
So that was the Sema na Amanfoe can go radio. So if you are a committee, you investigate whether actually that 5-1 na yekasi ebeti ayuna happen.
The Bayana Sam.
Say Amama, it is a different matter.
Okay.
Then they went.
In this case, I mean, because the match ended 7-0.
I don't tell him I make that be make I say decision, too hollow and porous.
Okay.
Now, The match eventually ended in 7-0 against Inter Allies. So this report, this your statement contradicts it.
Amen.
It is how will you hold people responsible.
Okay.
Now, they go ahead and say, Sport Radar, a switch-based international company's fraud detection system, a unique service that identifies betting-related manipulation in sports globally for a number of leagues through its vast amounts of data, reported that there was strong pre-match betting and telltale signs of fraud on the said match. And in your decision here, there is nowhere that it was established that there was betting. So, if it was, you could not establish betting, why would you say it will be a manipulative match? And in every manipulation of fixed match, somebody must benefit.
Okay.
And it is based on the fact that somebody has benefited. Most often than not, the legal person, which is the club.
Okay.
The actions of the natural persons a benefit to one. In this instance, how did Ashgrove benefit? Odi first. Entire life, occur relegation. So it didn't benefit in a way. And why would you sanction? Now, this finally, the lawyer who is the chair and the deputy who is the chair, a lawyer, knows very well that se uko tumra now koye different thing. It nullifies the work that you have done.
Okay.
Now, uko page 21 of the decision. Ma print page 21. Mama so no me perfume so okana na. Are the sanctions, are the other officials of Asante Go Sporting Club. Now, from the evidence of Thomas Dia, coach, and Edu G. Ahmed, team manager, the committee find that there is strong evidence of match fixing. Match fixing for what? Now you have run away from the bet. Or fixing match for what? Or fixing match. As go here 3 points will be the first. No. Entire lies will lose. Free man. Well, free just in the allies a fixing match is all per se. Free man. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So you must use your common sense. At least your common color. Now, you must use common sense. Then look at the blunder. Sanctions. One, to protect the sporting integrity of football in Ghana per Article 18(1) and 2 of the GFA Disciplinary Code 2019. Asante Go Sporting Club, as a corporate entity, is sanctioned as follows.
Okay.
1A, that at the end of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season, Asante Go Sporting Club shall be demoted to Division 2 in accordance with Article 6(3)H of the GFA Disciplinary Code 2019. This is the disciplinary code.
Okay.
Article Article 6(3), scope of personal applications. The following are subject to this code: members, officials, players, match officials, intermediaries, licenses, match agents, anyone elected or assigned by blah blah blah. And no make a say, hey, no. Neither a friend or judicial body make a say supporters are not bound by this code. So ultimately, man say supporter your bonia, your sanction club.
Okay.
And what? Yeah, at the same regulation. Okay, same one. Article 32 of the regulations. Regional Football Association, there is the same as Premier and Article 34(4).
Okay.
The EFA shall hold clubs responsible for the misconduct of their supporters before, during, and after a match.
Okay.
That That is why it is not supporters are not captured.
Exactly.
But me can need a call my sanction, you know, but me could manage your crowd. Now, are member blah 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 blah. Article 6. Disciplinary measures. Are the following disciplinary measures may be imposed on natural and legal persons.
May.
Warning, reprimand. In fact, British man they catch them say, "True, me can say me imperative."
Okay.
Madam, you can say me imperative. Cameroon MTs I say no. A British High Commission. Warning, reprimand, fine, return of awards, withdrawal of a title. Now, the following disciplinary measures may be imposed on natural persons only: suspension for a specific period, ban from dressing room, ban on taking part in football activities, community football service. You quoted Article 6, Clause 3. Any? 6 Clause 3. Sub Clause H. 3 no are the following disciplinary measures may be imposed on the legal persons only. Transfer ban, playing a match without spectators, playing a match with a limited number of spectators, playing a match on neutral territory, ban on playing in a particular stadium, annulment of the results of a match, deduction of points. And then the year Juventus meanwhile, in their decision, they quoted Juventus. And you agree? Now, H are the relegation to a lower division.
They use the hardest punishment.
Relegation.
Yes.
To a lower division. Brofona what disciplinary code no. Are the relegation
to a lower division.
To a lower division. And you be so be a premier. Now we relegate it to a lower division. Lower division, you know.
This one.
Division 1.
This one.
What do you call division 2? The lowest. Meanwhile, it is not.
It is not the lowest.
That is error number 1. Meanwhile, you quoted Article 6.3h. I say relegation to a lower division. Then let me repeat what they wrote here. That at the end of 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season, Asante Gold Sporting Club shall be demoted. Here it is relegation.
Shall be relegated.
Yes.
But they wrote demoted.
Demoted to Division 2 League in accordance with Article 6.3h. What you have written is not in accordance with this. So this relegation to a lower division.
You are using
demotion to a second division, the lowest division. And you know, every can say that decision is so porous. I'm not a lawyer, but I always say, you don't need to know the mechanism of a watch before you tell the time. Ebonomi enua, enisa wo watch repairer. And so the word who say, hey, abonomi. Brofu we ya chro atohui. Any who brofu a chro in accordance. This is not in accordance with this. That is the problem.
Okay.
And you know, from the beginning now, what we say, decision was biased. Meanwhile, there is no evidence here that shows say the natural person Ash Gold, the natural person Inter Allies were involved in the acts. If they were not involved, you could not even prove to and establish, say, the actions of the players and officials benefited these two clubs.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you go ahead. I will read the appeal committee decision, and you will see, say, Inter Allies and Ash Gold were exonerated. They were not involved. But they went ahead. And nothing.
They didn't say, Kobasada, my appeal committee is still on.
I say appeal committee decision more porous than this.
Okay. I will say exonerate you.
Yes. The paragraph exonerate one. I will read it.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have established that the regulation they quoted, they did a different thing. And in law, once you quote a regulation and do a different thing, that will issue decision, it's a knowledge. But you some nti celebrity who say high school ya demoted. It is me. I don't see high school being relegated. Because if high school is being relegated, idea over first division. Because you are to relegate to a lower division. Who are premier now we call a lower division.
But not the lowest.
Not the lowest. A profit. And as lawyers, they should have known. Said and I went on and pointed out to them. They should have even invoked the same disciplinary code to make corrections.
Yeah.
I know under obvious error. I just say at any time who say adiebi why mistake no you are at liberty to correct the Article 50 decisions. Article 50 clause 6 and only mark.
Okay.
We a disciplinary code. Add the competent judicial body may rectify any mistakes in calculation or any other obvious errors in the decision at any time.
Okay.
So when some of us went on air to say the quotation why and Article 638 relegation to a lower division, it doesn't talk about demotion.
Okay.
And if you go to Oxford University, Oxford this area, who say there is difference between demotion and relegation.
Of course.
And only say yet why you feel so ni actually say yeah had to Bobre so say but Bobre na yet so relegation no e wo kwana ye de no na demotion no so e wo kwana. That is why the framers of this said relegate to a lower division. Now you come to the appeal committee decision. Appeal committee decision here I have in my hands a decision of an appeal committee dated 29th March 2006.
Okay.
That was signed by Justice Enim Yeboah.
Okay.
Now, the FA covering letter, Enunye. Pacho zoom my
own the cover we in decision.
Decision. Enunye. Cover any decision and Casaso any.
Okay.
Signed by Justice Enim Yeboah.
Okay.
And I'll deal with the cover first. Cover, no? Look at who signed. Yours faithfully. For General Secretary. Watroni Emmanuel Jima, Deputy General Secretary.
Okay.
It is an official letter. And somebody must be responsible for that letter.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, let's go to the covering letter to this appeal committee decision. Open for covering letter way to so. I go decision covering letter way. Sa covering letter. Ama.
Aba.
Sa covering letter what kind? Are decision on the appeals committee, that is July 13, 2022. Please accept our compliments. Please find attached the GFA appeals committee's decision on the above mentioned case for your attention and compliance. Sporting regards. No be a sign. Or sign we and what Secretary for Judicial Bodies. Now status.
No name.
There no name. So abolition, sir, decision way. Okay, and I'm sure say CAS will comment on this, even this covering letter. I don't know whether players are not adding say the core my own covering letter. Burani ba na choro yana. Wan choro dini.
Actually,
Meanwhile,
Elizabeth.
this they at FA The only idea the secretariat headed by the general secretary. And the only department directorate technical. And it is captured under Article 45 of the GFA statute. It talks about technical directorate, where we have duties of a technical director. That is the only director. All others are deputy general secretaries or administrative officers. We do not have secretary for judicial body. And who is that secretary? This signature, some authority everyone. So this decision as your PDF for the command I go in as a phone. I think it to baller. Yes. The man also who called Bravo now some party. The bank communicating the decision, you name no. And there is no position like that our FAO. By our status.
Congress. Secretary of the Judiciary.
Judicial body, see any it is, and you cannot. Man say what they think that Congress and our status now
It is there to guide.
It's there to guide you. Until man, you are secretariat, you are general secretary. General secretary, you can appoint deputy general secretaries. Now all committees, no one better so say one transfer, no one man. Deputy General Secretaries in
In this case, instance,
when you say they say Sani Daranya problem over how they call him communication director, it is wrong.
Okay, it's not in the statute.
It is not in our status. And the letter, appointment letter, Yedema Asante, Deputy General Secretary Communications. So why do you call yourself Communication Director? That is Ghana.
The Deputy General Secretary in charge of communication.
Yes. Deputy General Secretary Administration, Deputy General Secretary Accounts. You need directorate effort. They say, it is not in our statute. Now, then we go to the appeal committee decision. Who got page 1? And then maybe
okay.
Page 1 there. Who got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Paragraph 4.
The facts leading to these charges are that Asante Gold Sporting Club and Allies FC engaged in a match of convenience when the two teams played at the Lenclay Sports Stadium on 17th July 2021. 17th July 2021. Decision by. They say they engage. So you must establish
the engagement.
And how they were involved. Now, this appeal is by way of rehearing.
Okay.
If it is by way of rehearing, then you must give the parties a fresh hearing.
Okay.
And I'm sure.
And this is from the appeal.
Yes. This committee.
Okay.
Until I'm sure CAS will comment on this.
Yeah. They were not giving.
Yes. Hearing. So we shall not be following the grounds of appeal as listed by all the parties.
Okay.
You're rehearing. In the grounds of the appeal now, they will not follow it. They will call you and do a new hearing to be able to establish something. So you ask yourself, is they do the rehearing?
Duly diligent.
Let me show you.
Baby.
In the process, we shall review the records and apply the regulation of Ghana Football Association in establishing the guilt or otherwise of the clubs, their players and officers.
But so they shall do what?
We shall review the records and apply, after a rehearing, they will review the records and apply the regulations of Ghana Football Association in establishing the guilt or otherwise of the clubs, their players and officers.
Okay.
So it is expected that at the end of it all, the appeals committee, in concluding, will say, Ashgo did this, that they were involved. This, that they were involved. Meanwhile, assembly no a betting, let's see near appeal committee kind. Page 8. Page 8, Oko, paragraph 3. Indeed, the evidence obtained by committee on mobile money received by Emmanuel Ni Amwa through his Momo agent from an agent in Obuasi supports the telephone evidence obtained by the investigative team. We are not in this ruling concerned about whether the match was played in a non-competitive manner for betting purposes.
They are not.
Let me repeat. We are not in this ruling concerned about whether the match was played in a non-competitive manner for betting purposes. It means that you have prejudged. Betting until the investigation. You, the appeal committee, you say you are not concerned. So why will you punish somebody? So the match was fixed for what? Meanwhile, according to you, you have gone around to retrieve recordings, blah 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 blah. Establish that the recordings, the momo na I try to say, Sasika way for betting. Number country. Then you let me repeat. How can somebody write this? We are not in this ruling concerned about whether the match was played in a non-competitive manner for betting purpose. What we are seeking from a review of the evidence is to establish whether or not the match was played competitively or not. Until if the match was not played competitively, it was for what purpose? Until punishing for what? Now, Semi Kanahano or Kachira said they were going to establish the guilt or otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah.
And if they are concluding, they should be able to say, as go, you're guilty, pay this, that. And this is their involvement. Now, we go to the last paragraph on page 8. Okay. The regulations of the Ghana Premier League and ancillary regulations all provide for sanctions to be imposed on all actors involved.
All actors.
All actors involved.
Okay.
Now they go forward. The actors involved were Dr. Kwaku Frimpong, Mr. Emmanuel Frimpong, all players and technical officers of both clubs who participated in the game, as well as Emmanuel Ni Amwa. The disciplinary committee did not err in its application of the regulation. Where is Ash Gold's name mentioned as being involved?
Okay, the club Ash Gold, the legal entity.
Yes.
The appeals committee.
It's a legal person. So you have established those who were involved. You have written here. Ash Gold is not there. So why will you punish him?
Okay.
And you know, but I always say that you don't need to know the mechanism of a watch before you tell the time.
I love that.
From all these things, you will see, say, it was witch hunting, hatred. Because all these two decisions are near market. They are reading Marco setting in summer. They themselves wrote. So why will you conclude and say, in your conclusion, you did not incriminate Ash Gold, you did not incriminate entire lives. Media evidence in the players in the mind, whether it is true or not, and that's all I'm tactically now. But for now, you did not indict them. So why would you sanction them? And the disciplinary committee is sanctioning and saying that Article 63H, which talks about relegation to a lower division, disciplinary committee says demoted.
Acquire demotion.
And you are lawyers. And you know very well that you cannot replace relegation with demotion. These two words.
Different words.
Now me try to share the meanings in how you be to me a capture and relegation in football. Clear say the act of moving a football team to a lower division.
Yes.
You know, my example says Southampton face relegation if they lose again.
Yes.
Meaning they move down to the next level of the competition.
So they say that this law says that as part of disciplinary measures, Article 63H, move the person down to the lower division. the following disciplinary measures may be imposed on natural and legal persons.
Okay.
And so if you are disciplining the club and you quote Article 63H, which talks about relegation to a lower division, why would you go and say demotion to the lowest division second?
No, not the lower.
Not the lower. It's in the media. Marcus said, so I have encouraged, they say, Doctor, say, any legal means I will be used to make sure that Ash Gold remains in that division, Premier Division. Yeah. Because certainly Ash Gold nowhere in the decision was Ash Gold as a natural legal person implicated.
Well, people say now sometimes yeah, serve to Eddie Ebano and you late.
My to for that until now a process no was.
Oh, okay.
When I say the freedom fighter,
meaning that we see Ash Gold going to court, and as a champion going to court.
Look,
so about clear Ash Gold, whom Ash Gold to remain.
I am out for the court. Your Chroma, Mighty Jets in the year 2000 or 2001 went to court.
Okay, and can maybe so. Say yes,
court. But if the FA sits on your right,
okay,
the only place you seek remedy is the law.
Of course.
And in that judgment, Justice Amadou Tanko, who is now a Supreme Court judge, was the lawyer for Mighty Jets.
I quite remember that case.
That matter was remitted to the FA. Give them, let them exhaust their rights at the FA. Now, mobile, my Congress and yet regulations bio. Ya koye regulations. More regulations in the there is no review. After appeal. How can you do that? Until you curtail the man's rights. Review, they will empanel more members and look at the matter. And review, you can bring evidence or facts that you could not lay hands on before. It is allowed by law. And because they have some intentions, so Sejaba Gibintino. When himself, if you go to review, you would have time because now we could this one continue 1 day, yeah, 2 days, and answer for. Me bet sure they say careful for ruling now, but they are banning your friend is Debbie F, F. Tama or the Ashishim.
A man,
yes.
Morocco for
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Over age. Give somebody time to be able to do the case. You don't.
So do you see the FA rushing?
The FA is rushing. That is why most of their judicial decisions are ebano. A problem. Even those of us who are not lawyers are able to punch holes
in their various verdicts.
Yes. And it is not the best. Because we are sir. We are mama for a cancer enye. Decision could time says here. That's what I'm saying. And I before cast decision on my way. See, some more kind in terms of appeal.
Okay.
The legal actions.
Okay, can I say I would do how much can I get 10
legal actions.
Okay.
The last page. Okay. This decision can be contested before CAF appeal board. The party intending to appeal shall announce his intention in writing within 3 days of notification of the decision.
Okay, you come out within 3
days. Make
your intention clear.
If the last day of the time limit coincides with a public holiday, in the country of residence, the term limit will expire the next day, which is not a public holiday.
Okay.
Reasons for the appeal shall be given in writing within a further term limit of 7 days.
Wow.
Commencing upon expiry of the first term limit of 3 days. 10 days.
10 days.
Krum Hamuti Amakoye regulation said 1 day. 1 day when why research I appeal. What type of injustice and unfairness you practice under this administration? Oko kambe utanobi. Meanwhile, careful now, yet we are banning Monkwara and we no. For double identity, no, any change of birth date, nothing for. Nah, perhaps no more 3 days. Just put your intention. Then, after the 3 days, you write your written submission.
Sure. In 7 days.
7 days.
Wow.
You will have time. That is why I cast said decision appeal last. They say judicial. I say no. Esa omukruma. Now, person okasa. You have 21 days because you need to make research. Of a lawyer, you can't just go and give for a at 12 o'clock. I was saying by 5 p.m. May appeal. How would the lawyer make a research? Now yet, nobody can talk.
So the clubs.
They are ultimate.
Hey, because everyone. The clubs are not talking. We
one day fire appeal. 1 day fire.
Wonderful mutual Congress. The minimum Congress. Time moment yes how we know. How much buy no clubs? What did they say?
Me man kobi. So that ban me nko.
Last year.
Man kobi. That I want me to me 200 gallons. Because I didn't go there to punch these holes. People sat quiet. And these things, they swallowed this. Now they are facing it.
When you say at that time they were behind time.
Behind what time?
So much to no much me bomb leg. How? No more job bomb leg in the idea. Yeah, them right to tell what I was saying.
Park and so who could you not born in a yard? Neyatia there back offer bet power. Say or mayor headline sponsor. Say it to the quiet to them. You are punishing people. Why won't you enter away, son? Until all the committees, are running away from betting, Only match fixing, match manipulation, non-competitiveness. What? Who determines the non-competitiveness of a match? And in that match, if you look at the laws of the game, referee with the match now, we say match you're non-competitive. You stop and warn the players. Did that happen?
It didn't happen.
So why would
the referees were not even mentioning it? Any of
So why would you conclude that non-competitive? Was it in the report of the referee say the match was non-competitive? It is not captured in your decision.
Not captured.
Hey. And facts concerning a match, our field of play, referee need report authoritative.
Yeah.
The referee should have written. So at a point, match me who say non-competitive, but for fear of my life, I continue. This result, I am not sure it's the true reflection of the match.
And it's a referee to us, and Cabez a capture.
It's a referee to us, it's a capture. Meanwhile, your preamble suggests that the information you had, and say betting for 5-1. The match ended 7-0. So why are you punishing them? Now, as this go, me your babu bonkrophobia voice. Hatred. Me, adia mi chiri mama no papa no, adia mi chiri anytime. Until my nipa bebre why I follow question. It is not for money. Because me feel say we are semuti we are here. Famra ye adwuma. Emfatane me tiny nipa, but me tiny asem. Tiny but me answer.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you for the words.
Yeah, back kakra nothing. You next way coffee menu blue boy. Wonderful. And I'm telling Kano. Let me what is for to me. Wonderful. I'm out to me crabby. A bit ba, baby my wife is with me your manua. As one but yen any home by a bar. And come on, to us.
destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand.
You are being educated. Me sure say nsem no e ba ya che by na you refresh your mind. Na afi yetumi ewrewrem utie kofumenu blue boy a wonderful. Me sure say wakokom wapochi host acheche and the all can obey everything with facts. Enti sebre so na se wo so be mu a yes person say obe to the line be sebi be educative and asewo na yetumi edi esua de because we are learning. Bituo di nyina me sua me pii efu papa nsema o ka kire enumre enti me sure say wo usua bi but yenkoso na ofa bi try so before then no 11 wanted to say who say we are so yeah who say playoff for fast so buy and they draft for na court 11 wanted na court ni playoff so me ade any one o for so be ba ha e we problems and they 11 wanted for say almost so per education kakra about omo case no ta playoff na ya mo omo ka say e dey go say omo playoff say omo dey say ekono. What's the education kakra?
Now, it's simple. Make it say, yeah, Zoom say, ask go your demo.
Okay.
Based on this, me kind. As I see 17th July, decision by 16th May, 10 months. 2022. Added that at the end of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier season, at the end of it. Asante Gold shall be demoted to Division 2 League in accordance with Article so and so and so.
Okay, that's our season.
Now, it means that the decision did not take retrospective effect. Even at the time a decision, they said at the end of the season, Ash Gold was allowed to play.
Yeah.
Minti did that. Obiya okum for court. Mawira nwo fufuo ane nkatekwane ne e dey say e mawuni ana nwane abubunabunu mo ani ansa ansa na wa be akofo silence squad what be that there's only the confusion
say bank manager wa diska on tra on finish school be ya ansa we furu
on di bi nkoso and only the confusion. So if it did not take retrospective effect, then as it happened to Juventus, where did they talk to them points? If they had relegated these people, they will come to the last. And in our league, you relegated 3 teams.
Yeah.
So in the case of Juventus better as a honor. A 3 neko. Intina was a 2 from Nitiso.
Yeah.
So Florentina, Anka, Juventus
last
Okahono.
Okay.
That is exactly what is happening to
11 wonders.
This decision because the people are being demoted according to them at the end of the season, and they have played in this current season.
A particular season, which is 2021.
Yes,
that's one movie. The current season.
One movie.
So
why is it say? Why first division for more MHM? Senka Ash Gold D first, no Kobo Champions League. Once you come to replace somebody, you take the property.
Exactly.
Now go Kobo Champions League. Nkadwas, Tamale City, and Liberty, ball playoff. Now you have a ban of Kobo Champions League Africa. You see, as human being, you must reason.
Asemo. Sa league table.
Oh, asemo ni ho.
League table no. Stefan say Kumasi Akutase Kotoko J League this season. NABI abandon.
That's what I'm saying. Say Umo be replacing from the lower division. Obakwa Kobo Africa nana.
Wow.
Meanwhile, that person played with the other person.
Like let's assume say as good in semi abe say the motu ne.
Yes.
Sanka na ye kotoko no J League.
You
yi nka dey ball playoff na dey say. Tamale City
because you are playing to replace him. Now let me tell them, since they don't learn. Na media money Manelondi Sundown
Mamelodi Sundowns.
No was free. Champions League down.
Yeah.
Even at the same media share
Vita Club.
Tama at the same
Vita Club.
Wait,
Congo.
No, wait. Tama, Mamelondi Sanda and played with South Africa. Bemumebo back to the Champions League. Then here, Vita Club. Mono Bono, we issue on qualified investigation. Sure. In one and a boy, we were in the same competition. I didn't yam for Mediama was it, Mamelondi Sanda. I didn't yam for Confederation Cup Champions League. Wow. Football, you use your sense. This coconut. And you know what happened? That year, Sundowns won the Champions League. Yeah. Mushirima, Tembia Bruni can say unfairness and injustice and what? Okay. Because the people were unfair.
Wonderful. I'm not from China. Say you did not manage to super on seven man that's 0322494408. No master no mobile. It's me and
thank you very much. Thank you for the word so sweet.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm in Twitri Kumasi, Neo Kumasi Asafo.
But how do you know?
Osu Asafo.
Osu and you.
I mean, I may say, oh, I go good. Maybe you Osu.
Okay, Osu.
Osu.
Yes, you winner.
Oh, I go to Semna Abana Omokano. Then you say a personal sabotage, you know, me sabotage, doctor no. Because put a Kojofiano and then the conflict in the buy, you know. And the Kojofiano should need in the Chibu. It's a personal sabotage, you know, the year of Sadi good anymore. Okay. And then any Papa could turn a bed. And then I did a chichi go face King Nankasa. So, a personal sabotage means I don't mean what no money. I mean, yes, my minute.
That's it. Who's sorry by it. One point, I'm all the Permanent will in the crown.
Let's talk about betting.
Bet, as a problem. I'm somebody a bet behind you, bet behind you. Say, maybe to say why the buy. You know, wonderful, home interesting in a month for so come say, a bus is this room for a month for a link in brain. Now, only in the same way, I am a year say, I have. Been part
of us go before.
What have but my from Mr. Caller? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. But I look as a friend.
I'm a free IP.
Richmond, you.
A free IP.
That yet you, pa.
Yeah, you could remember the boy can or enemy yard on the field of play, no born or pitching. The evidence here, no, my chance.
Well, sir, Rich, so what's your answer? Okay, say, referees, to me, says, who did match? No match, we say, and no competitive, as also who play. Sure. But referee in the center of the first, no, and stop play. And file report to be also answer and fanco. And the money young Naka can say, about the sending the sea, where some other people be involved. Matthias, Rich. Okay, Rich, that's it.
3-2.
Yeah, 2 goals barrier, you know. England, you know. Okay, Rich, that's it. 0322494408. Wait me up, Banway. Like I was about 10 minutes to Bataja. I'm going to be a shady. I want to find it interesting. On them, say Americano. My let's call us. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
The patrol, I'm right here, Danny Boy, and good job, was
Danny Boy, and 2 through a bossy.
Mammy, super about the day. That I'm not free from the time, Mr. 2. Namicha is Hannah, Dr. Kokufin Paul, the camp, Nana, dear first. Damn, the town in Shell, the now, football on the cannon. There's a gun at the football, no football. Oh, my wife also be football person, football, but you're teaching now. I can say, about to be any just a cat air barco, all because of the Papa champion, our first of the Guasi, our Ghana. I don't believe even there. What's the call cancer? What's the matter? Long as say where they are, and so more about watching. Yes, sir. The pay for a good person of any water. Now, we sort of saw a question of why the Akenya shows. Papa, the woman see. I'm a husband, so I'm a leg. Your mom said, you're able to call. About that boy, or was Medasi, Nama did the first champion, Yago Ponka, Yanquada, Olivoa.
You, Danny Boy, said as I say, also a friend now, also with me, Eddie Abaso. Wonderful. Let me say, yes, say, what the Africa quota, you bet you, Timino, Ube face expulsion. Now, see, I know I come as good to cocoa to you, Uncle Fancy from her.
You don't take the FA to court for interpretation.
Mamma Fakwa, when I'm chairman, may be. Hello. Hello. Yeah, no. About your money. About your money, so I come my Wadaroma. And Colana Dark, I almost said, you do the Odia. Okay, until Free Jacobu. Mount Nessa Campacho into Uncan Pacho.
Opening blue boy, people don't be abaso papa. Okay. Anybody other kind of could be on yet. And some blue boy, can you good. Yeah, I'm not paying for beer, winning the answer. Someone gonna football. You know more hand time and the opening, I tell Tim Gakramistro. Medica can say, Mama, ye casa and want to cry. So you see where they say, Yamu Bumian Sasa, 7 that look at it back when they say on the answer. And Obi Hununia, the Adaroma, Mama, ye might want to now ye educate more into what of an ameba. Choice of words, be a sanity, and yatem the
decision of Supreme Court decision in Roxon versus they said the Supreme Court and our court interpret need that jurisdiction to interpret the FA or enforcement.
Okay.
But all the people who have gone to court now, they go there because of rights are trampled upon.
Okay.
Because now we can say even appeal committee what name of the people who were involved. The natural person not involved.
Okay.
The people who were involved are also near supporters. It is supporters near involved. You punish the club.
Okay.
These are officials.
Who can be punished?
Yes, who can be punished. Article 34(5). No, you know who go to you know, and no separate will be a. Mammy,
next call answer. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. But my look as a friend.
As usual, Sasa, you do what?
Sasa, ain't you? Say the Sasa. It's not me. I do now say.
The more Mr. Kufimeno Blue Abaso, Yancha, Dr. Hitana, Koku from Pong, very Mabuada, Nana, dear friend. Papa will be a tell you, or more than more. Papa Kaka can say, the cat or Kirku, the catcher, as good as Soteno. As good in your club as a cat or Kirku, when I'll do the new to form. Oh, and I'm saying, Kofu, what you say, cat, and see that put some far can be as say, you know, good Dr. Koku from Point Martin by a catcher cat. So, pursue good Dr. Koku from Point Martin, and also pursue good club Red Martia. And we are saying, to as good as a cat on some care with you,
okay.
Oh, what you mean for as good as the movement, ever to form, Sim Cajet as good. Now, the near my wing, but I want to go, Tim and Martha, the good Dr. Koku from Point Martin there. Catcher and call for here. On one can we say that we are saying you are able to go to Diano. I can't support us so opinion somehow only a
that's it, that's so a friend. But homophobia maybe I'm wrap it up because you say you menu for tomorrow. Blue boy, maybe menu for tomorrow. It's now now was your voices be. And I
Sunday.
Okay.
But assembly ya banti my basaka.
Yes
the call be manfa. Now we can court assem. Anything we hear Olympics like Mighty Jets call they said they were not giving hearing blah 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 blah. They asked them to come back.
Okay.
But that time the chairman was lawyer Ezi, the late Ezi. Then now no can face a court. they also went on the same human rights issues.
They are so
finally. Every now who say baby, I don't know at Congress they admitted Olympics is so court. They were not sanctioned.
Okay.
So if you by this one Kasawu ruling, say Ash Gold as an entity in Kahun, entire in Kahun, then finally you sanction them. Yes, it is the court will ask you to come back and do the right thing. That's all. Now, why Ekutukuti? This is a decision. Kotoku Royal versus Pandora Heart of Lions. Protest.
Yeah.
Kotoku Royals get 3 points. Yeah, per match fix here. This decision was signed by Ose Koju Ado Esquire, chairman, different committee.
Name by.
See, the defense of Heart of Lions. See, Ade. In their defense, Heart of Lions FC admitted that the player was suspended for the said match, and the club was duly noted that he was unavailable for the match.
Okay.
What year?
Player not on.
And they note.
Yes, but club had no count.
Thank you. Wait. According to the respondent, unintentionally without malice, the player's name was inadvertently selected, the player's name in the team sheet, and could not correct it due to internet challenges before the match kickoff. Now match, you know, print it. Now, one question at I win him. Now, yes, you. At the Heart of Lions stated that attempts to effect changes to the team sheet before kickoff also proved futile, and thus pleaded for leniency. Look at it.
Well, I saw the face.
You go and fix your match. Say, oh, I the young one a man for but you so unqualified player. You go and admit. And the disciplinary committee didn't see this as a match of manipulation.
And Heart of Lions won the match. And I could protest.
I did 3 points. Kotoku Royals are benefited and they are being promoted to. That is why you must punish them.
Oh, wow. Go for that.
Did you say, oh, Ebrano, as soon as I can't smell back, now, say, no, Corona, and Abono.
Mutu tabu ko ni mukakra agona ede the port time kwa na lebe
nyame admetina wonderful besaba nyame aduma Friday wonderful besaba do no ide etme azosti bibia interesting nyame pii na epie mo eye sa particular asre eye out of life match we ase we bibia nsie kire
bibia say no say what Kotoku Royal they didn't
they can really I love the right anyway
I'm going to descend on them.
Yeah, the Asadano Edema, a blue boy, wonderful. Say, to me, all the way from Accra, say, or Baba educating, and it's not by education and or the Baba. Yeah, sure. So I would see you, so to me, a year, Nimapi, or Nisama or kind, into Asada and Eddie Emano. It Asada de Ma, a super or bonity, or no so as usual, the piano in his elements, you know. Now, how I can imagine, not a quite baby. Tiago Cantara, I feel super folk, Ominano, eso ebwai. I feel a year down so the Gadola. Or also ebwai maybe I me echoes ye call us some for free nyina ye the maso we hwe nyina no ye the mas some so mo hwe madwumede e wi pay and there the besi na asida no James ebegene de Texan begene de Newman begene de Nana Baba begene de says cause nya abotre ono e me man no e fa na chef fisa aya hu ana o twene ko ho wa nya we de on to sumi o ba twene firi o be bi kura o twene ko e ade a osumi chia of course cause be father me ba no but Father, he just say on also monitor bibia from bibia. Me sure say me mistake. But my one and only law, Loretta, a man from Tiasi, by Ednia, by Besia, with the new chatro, no machiano. Ya cram, ya adma, etna, you say share, same time, same program. Bidin Eddie Patrick, BK Apreku, man Aprek, Utremia, Bajoso, ya cram.